you do is hang out and go on vacations. And I'm like, vacation? What the fuck are you talking about? No, I mean, most people are working 2, maybe 3 jobs just to fucking make ends meet. And then, we start talking about what things cost. And they're like, yeah, dude, I mean, I go out to eat, it costs me, whatever the fuck their money is called, yuan, whatever it is. It's like RP, I don't know. And you do the math and you Google the exchange rate and you're like, hang on. That's like $1.90 for a meal, like a sit-down $2 you spent on a fucking meal. Then, you start scrolling through and you see their grocery haul and all this shit and you can see the prices right there and then fucking Google with the exchange rate. Dude, we already knew we were getting fucked, but we were getting fucking extra slam fucked. No lube, no permission, no consent. And we've been told our whole lives that these are evil people that fucking hate us and they're backwards and they're slaves working in sweatshops and living in gulags and you would hate it over there. Don't even bother going over there. And, honestly, to a lot of us Americans, we're fucking ignorant to the point we've bought the fucking propaganda that was being sold to us our whole lives. I know hardly anyone that's ever even expressed interest in going to China with their rare vacation time and dollars. And then, all at once, tens of millions of us go over to this app as a lark, just to goof off. And we all got slapped in the face with, dude, these skyscrapers in these cities, they're beautiful, they're clean. It looks like the goddamn future. I'm telling you, man, these people are living in the year 23, 25. I'm not even sure we're a first world country anymore if you compare apples to apples. I mean, this place is fucking amazing. No, I'm not. Look, I know a bunch of y'all are already fucking clutching your pearls and you already got a fucking thumb up your own asshole. Oh, but America's the best thing in the world. You're anti-patriotic. You must hate America. Fucking commie. No, I'm just fucking stating what it is. I've seen with my own eyes on a different platform that we're just not fucking living. Not like the way other places in the world are fucking living. And we've got to get the fuck over ourselves and the nonsense that we've been sold. Because this ain't it. This ain't fucking it. Man, something's got to change. It's got to change.
Losing their mind over the fact that China is nothing like they expected it to be. Wait till you guys find out about Russia and the Middle East. Y'all ain't ready. I just can't wait.
I can't stop crying about the public toilets in China. I can't. Every time I go on that app, I just cry because it's not that our money is being so heavily invested in war that we can't eat and house ourselves. It's that our government has made a deliberate choice not to invest in us having a decent quality of life. Like having people have to defecate on the streets and then everyone getting mad about it and then blaming the unhoused people for it because we chose to not invest in people. And then also we can't do something as basic and simple as having public toilets. And by the way, these aren't just stalls of toilets like what we would imagine being here. This is touchscreen toilet display showing which is full and empty. Imagine the most advanced parking garage in Vegas, but better with air controls inside of them. And we would have the attitude that unhoused people don't deserve that here. We would. I can already hear it. They don't need that. And that's the thing I'm realizing. Our government's just been they don't need those things. They don't need that. Yeah, we could make a car that's 20 years further in advancements than the cars here are with the touchscreens and all that. But you know what? We would rather develop a weapon that can tear somebody into shreds a lot more efficiently. It's disgusting.
The government has been lying to us about China for decades. Now that we've all gotten on REDNOTE and we can see the lifestyle that all of the Chinese people have, a lot of us Americans are pissed. The price of going out to eat, the price of groceries, public transportation. And the people on REDNOTE are so flabbergasted that we have to work 2 jobs just to keep our roof over our head. US government, you big time, which is not a surprise because you do it constantly. Even if TikTok gets banned, I've seen enough. I have been woken up. I grew up fed propaganda that China is evil and that they treat their citizens like shit. I was raised by MAGA. It's the main reason why I feel so radicalized. American culture, American society is toxic, gross, poisonous. They poison our food. They jack the prices up of everything. We don't get healthcare. We don't get good public transportation, even though we're all on the same continent. We destroy the planet for money, power, and control. Our government is on the left and on the right. Don't get it twisted. This is a class war, and I will not be giving this fight up. We deserve sovereignty and real freedom.
When TikTok was about to face a potential ban in the US, many
very humbling. I really think America has made a huge mistake when banning this app because now that we're all on REDNOTE, we're actually learning that a lot of the crap that they've been talking about China is absolutely not true. We're wait a second, you guys have universal healthcare? You don't have to pay for an ambulance when you get picked up to the hospital. You have amazing cars for very low prices. Huawei, the amazing phones they have are also so much better than iPhones. And all of that is forbidden here. We cannot have any of that. Wait a second, you can walk at night outside and not be afraid? There's no mass unalivings in schools? What? What's that like? And I had someone comment on my REDNOTE being now that you're here, I hope you can see that we're not the beasts that, your news made us seem to be. And I was we never thought you guys were. I feel we always knew it was bullshit. And yeah, no country's perfect. There's a lot of issues everywhere in this world. But it's very interesting. We're learning much more, I think, than they wanted us to know. And I think that's not a very good idea for our government. Also, I'm shocked by how quickly people are picking up Mandarin. I feel you guys need to teach me. How do I do this as quickly as you? Because it's incredible. Americans from Alabama are now speaking fluent Mandarin in 3 days.
The more time I spend on REDNOTE, the more I fully understand low income white eyes. Yes, I also have them. Law school is $800 a year. I have $80,000 in student loan debt for my master's in social work. I looked at a car over there. It's $30,000 and it is possibly the nicest mom car I have ever seen in my life. I am shook.
I'm seeing all over my FYP a bunch of disgruntled Americans regarding how America seems more like a third world country and everything that they learned and knew about China is just not true. So if you're mad about the groceries and that they don't have to pay property tax after they pay off their mortgage, let me tell you that they have better work-life balance than we do. So during my doctorate studies at Johns Hopkins, I was sent over to China to do research with the Center of Disease Control. They do have a CDC as well. There's none of this like really super calculated, hey, you take 2 15-minute breaks and a 30-minute lunch if you work 40 hours, but if you work under 20 hours, you don't get a break except for one 15-minute break. Like, it's just like weird policies that we have in America. No, they have like a lot of freedom to leave work, go get a boba, go get an ice cream, and come back. They actually support you taking naps. Like at the CDC, they used to have these like beds for you to go and take a nap if maybe you live too far from work. Otherwise, most people go home during lunch because their lunch hour was like 2 hours. 2 hours was their lunch break. Not to mention the majority of the time we were always leaving to like do PR and like relationships. So social networking is a huge thing over there. Whereas in America, everybody's isolated. You don't even know who your neighbors are, right? Like you just go straight to your house when you come home from work. But not there. I remember like we would meet other government officials during lunch and then they'll gift us like big boxes of grapes and of course alcohol. And then their alcohol is like 40% alcohol. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get drunk and throw up. But we were drinking like during the day, like it was like day drinking, like daytime drinking. And it was because we were social networking with like these people, right? And this was okay. This was almost applauded. And there's always something to do after work. So you don't just go home and pass out and like, I don't know what else we do. Like it's so toxic in America, but there's always something. So I just remember like flying LED kites, like during the summer, going to the river. There's always like an activity. And that's also why they're so slim and they're so much more healthy because you easily, like, you don't just walk 5 miles, the 10,000 steps that is recommended. Like you walk like 10 miles a day. It's like just so easy to do. But yeah, they have benefits and that whole, them passing out at working 120 hours. No, bitch. They ain't working 120 hours. I was like, and I had my room, which was crazy, so polite. They're like, oh, American foreigner, like let's put her like room. It was so chill. Like the majority of us were always like, I think like they were even playing video games during work hours. But I mean, they do work, okay? I want you to think they do work, they get stuff done, but there's just so much liberty. There's none of this like toxic clock in and clock out and this snitch Nancy that's like watching you and your every move just so she could report you to HR. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have that shit.
When you compare the quality of life between China